more success, when you see yourself, did you felt at any point of time very high of yourself? Feeling ego of yourself?
I never feel myself to be successful. I always see where we fail. When a franchisee fails or when a client gets poor service, I always feel it's my responsibility. And I never actually I never sit back and say we're doing well. I just don't believe it. Because until every single franchisee is successful, and making good money, every single client is getting great service, I just can't be satisfied. And that's how I judge myself. It's never numbers, it's never dollars, it's how well do we do our job. Fundamentally, of course, if everything like that happened, we would be extraordinarily successful and we would grow very fast, but it's never the primary goal. I think it's one of the important things about leadership. It's a word that's not very popular in today's business world, but humility. You've got to be prepared to look at what you do and say, what mistakes have I made? And when I've made a mistake, to apologize for it and to change it. And to recognize that you do things wrong, that you can learn from people. I learn a lot from my franchisees. One of the reasons why I like my franchisees to have access to me, it's partly for their sake, or mainly for their sake, of course, but it also helps me to understand what's going wrong. And almost every week I'll get somebody telling me something that say, oh, that's not good. This aspect of the program doesn't work well, or there's something about the system we could improve. So even I might have been in business for 30 years and I have the biggest franchise chain in the country, and somebody's just been in the business a week, and he'll have a suggestion or an idea, or she, and I'll say, what about this? And I say, well, okay, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. And we change things. And I think people who fail, it's very often, it's not because they're stupid or lazy, it's because they're too stubborn to recognize that they need to change what they need to do. We have a category of franchisees we call leads, which are people basically who don't want to change. When anything goes wrong, it's always their fault. So I always have the emphasis that when something goes wrong in the business, it's always my fault. And what do I need to do to change it different?